Hello. Thanks for taking time to listen in on the goal setting workshop for our mentorship programs. There is information in here for both mentors and mentees, so let's dig in. Remember that the overall goals for mentorship, there are four things here really that are our overarching goals. They look like they could be quite simple, right? But they can also be very complex. Through these goals, the connections are really designed around the mentee goals of what they want to achieve, what they want to accomplish. So maybe they're more focused in on growing their professional network or learning how to navigate their STEM career path. But we hope these are goals that both the mentors and the mentees receive out of the program. But remembering that the heart of your connection between you and your mentor mentee is really designed around the mentee goals. So I want to show you some resources and some tools within Cronus to kind of help you through this process. So mentors, this is for you. Mentees, listen in because you might have to help coach your mentor on how to do some of these things too. While mentors are not here to define or set goals for mentees, we know that they can really help guide and coach the mentees through conversation and through some Cronus tools. So I want to take a moment to just actually jump into Cronus and show you mentors a couple of tools that you can use in the platform to help your mentees. And one of them is commenting on their goals and tasks that they have set, and another is assigning a learning resource. So let's jump over to Cronus. This is a test account of myself, Susan and Susan, engaged in a mentoring connection. And you can see here, I'm logged on as the mentor. I can see the plan, meetings, learning resources, and mentoring connection details. On this first plan page, you'll see right here at the top, goals. And that tells you in itself how important it is for the mentee to set some goals for this connection and what they're trying to achieve, and the mentor to help guide them through. So you can see Susan, the mentee, has gone in here and she has set two goals. Neither one of them are completed yet. I can also go in here as the mentee and add goals. We encourage mentors not to add goals, but mentees to add goals. And when you click on this goal, this first one here, obtain a leadership position in a student organization for 25-26, it'll pop up over here on the right and show you. I could put more in here about a description, but I've identified some tasks that I want to do to achieve this goal. I will say this is probably not the best thought out goal. It's an example, it's a sample. But mentors, you can come in here and you can go look at that task and click on view details, look at a little bit more, and you can come in here and you can add a comment. You could attach a file, some resource, something that you want to share on here, but you can make a comment on these goals that will show up for your mentee in their messages and on that connection plan kind of as well. So they'll get notifications that you've made comments, but you also might just want to ping them in a message and let them know that you've done that. So that's one way that you can engage, by commenting on their goals and their tasks. The other thing that you can do as a mentor is here on the learning resources, you can add a learning resource. So maybe you have a website that's related to something that your mentee is working on, or maybe it's something that you just want to share to let them know a little bit more about you. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and you have a website sample that you want to show them and just kind of let them learn more about you. But you can add different learning resources here for your mentees. Again, it will add it to the connection plan so it shows up as a task for them, and then message them and say, hey, I just added a new learning resource on there. Take a look at that. Can we make some time as you're planning the agenda for the next meeting to talk about this resource? But those are two quick ways that you can engage and help your mentee walk through their goals and their goal attainment, but also their goal setting. Help coach them, give them some advice, some suggestions, and kind of keep all that here within Cronus as a great tool for that as well. So mentees, some goal setting tools for you. What I will say is I think we've shared this multiple times. This is really the heart and soul, right? The goals that you want to achieve is really why you wanted to connect with a mentor. So take some time, really spend some time on this task. I talked earlier in the mentee training about setting aside some time each week to prioritize this connection on your schedule. Take some time to really do this and recognize that it's okay and normal to edit, adjust, start again. You might have created some goals and thought about why you wanted to connect with a mentor. And as you took time to really listen to their story and hear things that they're actively working on, projects in their life, you may have heard something that you're like, wow, I didn't even know anything about that particular thing that they're doing, or that, that skill set is something I'm really interested in. I actually want to like pause the goal I thought about, and I want to draft a new goal now to really get the most out of this connection with this mentor. And that can be normal and natural. So don't be afraid to edit, adjust, start again, communicate with your mentor, and know that this is a process. It's not something that you necessarily get all done and check off the list. If you do, congratulations. But most of the time, there's a lot of editing and adjusting. If you're struggling to know what your goals are, don't stress. That can actually be a great conversation to have with your mentor, and you can actually make that the goal. Here's the goal. I want to develop 2 to 3 SMART goals for my professional development, with tasks and deadlines, and give your, by whatever date. And that can actually be the goal. And then you put the tasks under there to really start looking at how are you going to develop those goals? What are you looking at? And so don't be afraid if you're a little bit lost on what to make your goals. Know that you can also make that part of your goal setting with your mentor. So here's some thoughts about getting started in this process. If you are someone who's like not quite sure what I want my goals to be in this connection, or what I want the mentor to help guide me through goals, go back to your profile that you started in Cronus. Look at those things, those areas of learning, or those things that you wanted to talk with a mentor about. Is there something there that can help you determine a goal? Do you want to edit your profile now that you've kind of gotten to know your mentor a little bit more? There's some things that you want to change. That's okay too. But prioritize, pick 2 or 3, start brainstorming around those things that you wanted to learn about. Look at your mentor's profile, look at their areas of expertise that they listed, and see where those alignment pieces are. What I will say is that if there is something that's a goal of yours that does not align with an experience or some expertise of your mentor, it doesn't mean that it can't be your goal. Again, your mentor is not there to give you all the answers. They're there to walk you through goal attainment process. Um, and you don't have to be aligned in everything. So don't be afraid to make a goal of something that's like not on your mentor's expertise list, but take a look and see where are there places that align, and look at that too. That can be a great brainstorming piece. And then what we want you to do is start drafting a SMART goal. And if you don't know what that is, I'll talk about that in just a second. But start drafting some SMART goals and some tasks, because, right, a goal is only as good as the tasks and the timeline that you give yourself, or the goal will never get accomplished. Draft those up, send your mentor a message, plan to go over it in your meetings, but get their input and feedback on the goals and the tasks and the deadlines that you've set for yourself. So what is a SMART goal? If you've never heard of this before, what I will say, the reason why we're saying SMART goals is 2 reasons. The first thing is because a lot of people use this and it's very well known. So when you start talking about SMART goals, could be very likely that your mentor has also done SMART goals in their past because it's so widely used. But it's also just really simple. It's these 5 things. It's just an acronym. So it's a goal that is specific. It is a goal that is measurable, something that you can actually put a quantifiable piece to, that you know when you've accomplished it. It's achievable. It's something that you can do. It's realistic. It's something that, you have the resources, you have the ability to get it done, and it's timely, right? You've put some time frame to it. So let me show you like a sample of a goal here. So this is back in Cronus again, kind of looking at those goals. One is obtain a leadership position in a student organization for 25-26. So again, it's something very specific, right? It's a leadership position in a student organization. This is going on the assumption that I'm a current student and that's achievable. That's something that I can do. And I've given it, a time frame. The other one is grow my professional network by 10%. There's that measurable piece with connections in my industry. There's that that attainable piece, that realistic piece by the end of the year. Again, realistic and it has a time frame to it. And so just start thinking about how you can start to develop your goals. I will tell you, if you go Google search tools to help you make SMART goals, you'll find way more than you could possibly ever use, but it's so widely known. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this. So take your goals and try to make them in this frame, right, of these SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, and then really drill those down and make some very specific tasks about how you're going to achieve these goals. So if we were in Cronus, I could click on this and show you, like we did earlier, for the Grow My Professional Network, I have things in there like make weekly posts on LinkedIn, some kind of content related to my professional network, my industry, which is not-for-profit student professional management, and looking at that industry. And I've got some tasks to like do that every week, and I've got a deadline for that. And then I've got find a local organization that I can attend some events at, like really drill down and make some specific tasks under each of these goals and give yourself some deadlines for those. But that is basically what a SMART goal is. That's something that you can get your mentor to help coach you with. When you do this and when you make the goals and when you make the tasks, this is what can really drive your weekly meeting agendas. So you don't have to stress so much about creating a weekly meeting agenda. A big chunk of your agenda, besides just chatting and getting to hear about what's going on in each other's lives right now, is let me go show you my progress on my goals. Let me go show you what I've checked off. Let me show you where I'm really struggling and I thought this was going to work and it totally didn't. Can you help me brainstorm what else could I do here? How could I do something different? And you can literally take them back here to Cronus, to your goals, and work on and draft on these together. Again, a mentor is someone to encourage you, celebrate the wins, right? 50% of your goal progressed. Way to go. That's awesome. Or help hold you accountable. So why aren't you doing that other task? What's holding you back? What's causing you stress in that? How can you do something differently there? But doing this and developing your goals and your tasks and your deadlines in here in Cronus can be your meeting agenda. There's also the concept of goal buckets. So when we talk about timely, and we talk about how to set a deadline for a goal or a task, think about them in the context of there will be some goals and some tasks that you have that are habit forming. You may or may not have heard the research that says on average for most people, it takes about 30 days. Here they're suggesting 21 to 60 days to do something repetitively enough that it becomes a habit. So there are some tasks on your timeline that definitely you could achieve within that 3-month long connection that are habit forming tasks, habit forming goals. There are also reach goals or reach tasks that you definitely can do. You probably have the connections and you have some of the resources. You might have the knowledge to do it. The reach is making time to do it. The reach is maybe learning some new subset skills, maybe reaching out to some new people. It's something that's a little bit more challenging. They say those are achievable within 3 to 12 months. So still some of those you could attain while you're connected with your mentor. Some might be more long-term, and that's okay to have in your mentoring connection too. It doesn't all have to be achieved within 3 months, but what tasks could you be breaking down to get to that goal if it's going to take longer than that 3 months? And maybe then you pick up that goal with another mentor, or you extend the connection with your current mentor and keep working on it. A stretch goal is something that is long term. You probably don't have all the resources that you need right now, or the skill set, or the network. It's something that you're really working towards. So maybe for an undergrad, it's somebody who's thinking about how can I get ready to be competitive in the grad school application process. Or if you're a professional member and you're a new professional, how do I attain some skills and experiences to move beyond that first level position to, a level 2 or a level 3 position? Whatever that stretch is for you, it's taking a little bit more time. This is not a goal that you shouldn't do, right? You should do those stretch goals with your mentor, but what you're going to really have to do is work on the tasks and the timeline to get you there, knowing that by the end of your connection, you're probably not going to achieve a stretch goal unless y'all stay connected for a few years, but you can achieve tasks to get you towards that ultimate goal line for that stretch goal. So as you think about these goal buckets, think about what is doable in the connection time frame that you're going to be connected with this mentor. Where are the things that you're absolutely going to be able to celebrate those wins? Maybe what's not. Um, and then what challenges might you face along the way? And really name those. Talk about those with your mentor. That can be a great meeting agenda topic to kind of look through your goals and your tasks and talk about what challenges that might be in your way to do those. And then what can you do to mitigate those? And those will likely be more tasks than that you add to your goals about how to mitigate those challenges and navigate those challenges. And then for your reach and stretch goals, again, what can you do now to get started? You might not attain that full goal by the end of your connection, but what are tasks that you can do to get there? So some next steps, please update your goals and your tasks in the connection on Cronus. Your data truly helps us develop and deliver these programs. It's going to help us look for funding for people who might want to fund this program so we can do even more. Like I said, there's a million and one great things we could be doing with mentorship, but there is a bandwidth in time and resources. But your data and how your connections are going through your surveys, through updating your goals and your tasks, what has gotten accomplished, helps us tell the story of why this program is important. And I'm afraid if we don't have data, that could be at risk. So please help us by sharing your information with us, mentors and mentees both, in your surveys. Create multiple tasks for each goal. Again, if you just create one audacious, wonderful, smart goal, but you don't have tasks and deadlines, it's likely you'll never achieve that goal. So really hone in and creating those multiple tasks for each goal. Mentors, please get in there and give that feedback. Add those resources, add those comments, ask questions, challenge. Mentees, don't be afraid when your mentees start to challenge you. That's part of their role, is to ask you, what's your motivation for that? What do you, if you achieve this goal, then what do you think the end result is going to be? They're not doing it because they're doubting you. They're helping you think through what you really want. What are some of those challenges that might be in your way? And helping you articulate those goals is really important. So mentors, please get in there and give feedback and help through this process. And again, mentees, keep editing and changing as needed. It's okay, it's normal, it's natural through the goal setting process. We're so excited for you guys to get started on this. Reach out to us at mentorship@ship.org if you have any questions, and we'll look forward to seeing your data on Cronus and everything you accomplish.